Welcome to Sri Harshini Engineers Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss about the strength of material, the best 20 important questions for your ESET examination. As we already started hydraulics and engineering physics subjects, the best 20 questions lecture series. In the same manner, we started the strength of materials, the best 20 questions lecture series. So before starting this session, I request you all, if anybody didn't subscribe my channel till now, please do subscribe, like my videos and share with your friends. Tell them to subscribe. After subscribe my channel, please tap on the bell icon for more updates. We think these videos are very helpful for your preparation as well as to boost up your preparation also. Then coming to this session, welcome all. Strength of materials, best 20 questions lecture series, part 1. See the first question. If the rigidity modulus of the material is 40 GPa and Young's modulus is 100 GPa, its bulk modulus is unadigan. So they given rigidity modulus G is equal to 40 GPa and Young's modulus E equal to 100 GPa. We need to calculate the bulk modulus, right? So we have the relation between EGK. So the relation is E equal to 9 kg by 3k plus G. Okay, we know the basic relations between E, G, K and mu. So E equal to M relation E equal to 2G into 1 plus mu. Okay, similarly E equal to 3K into 1 minus 2 mu. Similarly E equal to 9 kg by 3K plus G. These are the three important formulas you should remember. Keep it in your mind. These are very useful for your research point of view. Okay. So by substituting these values in this equation, we'll get E equal to 100, that is equal to 9 into K we need to find plus 40, sorry, into 40 by 3K plus 40. So by simplifying this equation, you will get K equal to 4000 by 60. So it will be 66.7 GPa. So option number B is the right answer. Coming to second question, the modulus of velocity for a given material is twice its modulus of rigidity, then bulk modulus is equal to. So they given according to problem E is equal to 2 into C. So rigidity modulus denoted either C, G or N. So okay, depending on the problem, we will take it. We will mention that later. So then we know the relation as same as in previous problem. E equal to 9 kg by 3k plus C. Okay. From that substitute here 2C is equal to 9kc by 3k plus C. Simplify this equation, it becomes 6kc plus 2c square is equal to 9kc. Then 2c square is equal to 9kc minus 6kc. It becomes 2c square is equal to how much? 3kc. So that means cc will be cancelled. Then c is equal to 3k by 2. Okay, or k is equal to 2c by 3. So option number C is the right answer. Coming to third question, a load P is applied on a body gradually and the elongation observed in 12 mm. The same load P is applied suddenly, the instantaneous elongation in the body will be on. So elongation occurred either in gradual loading is equal to 12 mm. Okay, we know that deflection in impact loading divided by deflection in gradual loading is equal to 2. Is equal to 2. So therefore, it becomes delta in impact or instantaneous loading is equal to 2 into deformation in gradual loading. That becomes 2 into 12. So that is equal to 24 mm. So option number B is the right answer. Coming to fourth question, an axial load of 100 kilonewton is applied onto a bar of length 3 meters and cross-sectional area 100 mm square and E equal to 200 kilonewton per mm square. The total strain energy stored in the bar is equal to, okay, they given load P is equal to how much? 100 kilonewtons they given. So that means 100 into 10 power 3 newtons, right? Okay. Next, length of the bar. Length of the bar is equal to 3 meters. So it becomes 3000 mm. Next, cross-sectional area A equal to 100 mm square. Then Young's modulus E equal to 200 into 10 power 3 Newton per mm square. So the strain energy U is equal to, what is the formula for strain energy? U is equal to P square L by 2AE. P square L by 2AE. Just substitute the values in this equation. You will get, so P equal to 100 into 10 power 3 whole square into 3000 divided by 2 into 100 into 200 into 10 power 3. So by simplifying this, we will get 7,750,000 Newton mm. So option number D is the right answer. Next, fifth question. For a simply supported beam with central load, the bending moment will be, for a simply supported beam with central load, the bending moment will be another. So simply supported beam with central load. So A, B, central load having W, right? So span L anukunte. Bending moment diagram. What is the shear force and bending moment for simply supported beam with subjected to point load is? So this is the shear force diagram for simply supported beam with point load. Similarly, for bending moment diagram is like this. So maximum bending moment occurs at the midspan of the beam, that is WL by 4. So here W by 2, so maximum shear force W by 2 plus minus. So positive bending moment. So the maximum bending moment occurs at the center. Okay. And the simply supported beam, the central load, bending moment will be maximum at the center. Okay. Less at the support, least at the supports, maximum at the supports, maximum at the center and so least at the supports is the option. Okay. Next, coming to next question, the variation of bending moment diagram in a cantilever beam with uniformly distributed load on its full span represents a profile of cantilever beam subjected to uniformly distributed load. Uniformly distributed load. So beam looking like this, simply supported beam. So this, for this beam, what is they ask? Loaded uniformly distributed load on its full span represent the profile. Bending moment diagram profile adigaru. So shear force diagram will be looking like this. Okay. So this is the shear force diagram. The positive. And the negative bending moment diagram is, it should be like this. Okay, this is the bending moment diagram. So the shape of this bending moment diagram is parabola. Okay. Next. So option number B is the right answer. Next, the bending moment diagram for cantilever beam carrying concentrated load at the end of the beam. So this is the cantilever beam carrying point load W. So this is the length L. For your reference, I already one lecture is uploaded regarding the shear force and bending moment. So go through our channel and watch the lecture. See the lecture also. You will get clarity about the shear force and bending moment. Okay. So for this type of beam, the shear force diagram is like this, rectangular section. Okay. This is the positive. The maximum shear force is W. This is the shear force diagram for this type of beam. So the cantilever beam subjected to point load at the frame, and the bending moment diagram is looking like this. So this is the negative bending moment diagram. So maximum bending moment is W into L. So the shape of this diagram is triangle. So bending moment diagram for cantilever beam carrying concentrated load at the end of the beam is option number C is the right answer. Next, a loaded overhanging beam is shown below. This is the diagram, loaded overhanging beam as per the problem. This is the diagram. Okay, see the overhanging beam. The value of bending moment at C equal to, this is the A, C, this is B, and here is the C. This is the value is 6 kilonewton per meter. Now we need to calculate the bending moment at C. Okay, length of the beam is here 4 meters. This is 8 meters, and here is 4 meters. Okay, this is the problem they given. Now we have to calculate the bending moment at C. So bending moment at C is equal to, what is the formula? W by 2 into L square by 4 minus A square. Okay, just substitute the values. W is now nothing but 6. Total length of the beam here 8 meters, alright? 8 by 4. That means 8 square by 4 minus A వచ్చేసి, just substitute the value here, A value, that is 4 square. Here 4 square. So it becomes 6 by 2, that is equal to 6 by 2 into 64 by 4 minus 16. Okay, that is equal to 6 by 2 into 16 minus 16. So it becomes 0. 0 into anything 0. So answer A is the right answer. Next, 9th question. Which of the following figure represent the correct shear force diagram for the loaded beam as shown in the figure? So the figure for the problem is, this is the figure. Okay, for this figure we need to find the shear force diagram, right? Okay, this is the figure. As for the in the problem, they given the figure is like this. Okay, for this diagram, we need to calculate the, we need to know the shear force diagram of the beam. So option A is, this is the option A diagram, and option B is option B like this, looking like this. Next, option D is, so option number C is like this. These are the question. So for this type of loading, what is the shear force diagram? Okay, the shear force diagram for this type of load is, so this is the shear force diagram for this type of beam. Okay, that means option number A is the right answer. Next, for a simply supported beam carrying UDL, maximum shear force will be M. So simply supported beam is carrying UDL. Simply supported beam is carrying UDL. So maximum shear force will be. So the shear force diagram for this type of beam is, this is the shear force diagram. So maximum shear force occurs at the supports of the beam. Okay. So the maximum shear force for this beam is WL by 2, WL by 2. This is the shear force diagram. So option number, shear force will be at supporting points. Okay, A is the right answer. The shear force at the free end of an overhanging beam with UDL is equal to. So shear force at the free end of an overhanging beam. So, right, overhanging beam. Okay. See the overhanging beam. The overhanging beam is beam with UDL, that is equal to up to this portion, the length is L. So extension portion length is A. Okay. For this type of beam, what is the shear force diagram? So here load is acting W. Okay. So this is the reference line. Shear force diagram is looking like this. Okay. Here is the positive and negative. The maximum shear force occurs here is WL by 2. Here also WL by 2. So here positive. The shear force here is W into A. So the shear force is 0 at the free end. Shear force is 0 at the free end of overhanging beam. Keep this point in your mind. Okay, that means what they asked, shear force at the free end of overhanging beam is 0. Next, the maximum bending moment in a simply supported beam with UDL is at. See the simply supported beam with UDL. Simply supported beam with UDL. The load is acting here W. Total length of the beam is L. So maximum shear force here bending moment diagram is looking like this. Okay, the maximum bending moment of this particular type of beam is WL square by 8. It occurs at the center of the beam. So the maximum bending moment in a simply supported beam with UDL is at supporting ends, midpoint of the beam, other than midpoint and ends. So edi kaadu, none of the above. Sorry. Option number, the maximum bending moment occurs at the midpoint of the beam. Okay, the center, the beam is acting. For simply supported beam, maximum bending moment occurs at the center and at the supports 0. Okay. Next, stress strain curve is always straight for the stress strain curve is always straight for the elastic materials. Material obeys the Hooke's law, elastoplastic materials. తర్వాత వచ్చి plastic materials అని ఇచ్చాడు. So what is the option? Materials obeying Hooke's law. Okay. Coming to next question. The value of Poisson ratio remains always. Value of Poisson ratio remains always అని అన్నాడు. So that means greater than 1, equal to 1, less than 1, none of this. So that is equal to always less than 1. Next, the maximum possible value of Poisson ratio 0.10, 0.30, 0.50, 1. The option is 0.50, the maximum possible value, that is for rubber. Okay, a beam having its end portions extended beyond the support is called. See the question clearly. A beam having its end portion is extended beyond the support is called cantilever beam, simply supported beam, and overhanging beam, continuous beam. That beam is called overhanging beam. Okay, it is extended over the support. Point of contraflexure occurs in case of cantilever beam, overhanging beam, continuous beam, all types of beam. So only contraflexure occurs at the overhanging beam only. Okay. Next, bending moment on a section is maximum where shear force is. Bending moment of a section is maximum where shear force is, changes sign. Okay. Next, maximum bending moment of a cantilever beam. Maximum bending moment of a cantilever beam lies at the end. The free end, the fixed end, 1/4 of the free end, 1/4 from the fixed end. So the fixed end దగ్గర మనకి maximum bending moment అనేది ఉంటుంది cantilever beam లో. ఓకేనా? Next, maximum number of points of contraflexure in beam corresponding to number of times shear force changes sign, number of times bending moment changes this sign, number of maximum and minimum points in bending moment, number of zero bending moments. So first of all, what is mean by contraflexure? Contraflexure is the point at which bending moment changes the sign. Okay, so that means the bending moment ekkadaithe change avutundo akkada manaki maximum number of points of contraflexure of that particular beam corresponds to number of times of bending moment change in sign anamata. That means, so for this question, maximum number of points of contraflexure in a beam corresponds to number of times the bending moment changes in sign. Okay, so option number B is the right answer. These are the best 20 questions we discussed for your ECET examination in this lecture. So these questions are very useful for your examination, for your ECET point of view. So watch my videos clearly and practice the problems and improve your knowledge and boost up your preparation also. We may think my videos are very useful or helpful for your ECET preparation. If you like my videos, please do subscribe, like my videos, share with your friends, tell them to subscribe my channel. So you please everyone tap on the bell icon for more updates. Thank you for watching.